And we're live on Fun Frolicking Friday.
Yay! Welcome to Fun Frolicking Friday. Thank you for joining us. We are kind of like a collaborative of a bunch of different coaches and healers, authors, friends, just really awesome peeps that come together and we dive into really juicy topics around love, sex, dating, relating, spirituality, and so much more. So stay tuned. We have a great show in store for you today. We have a new guest who is a dear friend of mine who has definitely done some frolicking. And today, our topic is kind of intense, when you see the headline. But it really, there's so many elements to it. So we are going to be talking about the ways in which we may abandon our sexuality or our sexual selves and what that means or what that looks like, how it shows up in your life. And I'm not just talking about the physical and like not pleasuring yourself or not engaging with others, but the sexual energy itself, the creative energy, your intuition, your powerful energy. And it's just, there's so many dimensions to it. And so I will be sharing some really personal experiences around this and where I feel I am as far as tending to my sexuality, as well as different things I've learned over the years as I have been coaching people around their sexuality and bringing them into their body, as well as creating amazing, cool events for others to explore with one another. And so there's a whole wealth of knowledge that I'm excited to share with you. And we have Karezza, our fabulous co-host. And tell us about you.
Hi, guys. It's me, Karezza. I'm the founder and creator of the Intimate Playground. I help singles and couples expand and evolve through play and become more orgasmic humans, and how we can take orgasm, that physical release of orgasm, and actually bring it up throughout ourselves and into life and live orgasmically, and help us evolve through life rather than staying stagnant. So I use a lot of games. I create my own eco-friendly toys. And I have many ideas and collaborations in coming up ahead. And I love helping others expand and helping also Candace Divinatrix on her way as well. So, yeah.
And then
Kalani, what brings you here today? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kalani, and I'm a friend of Candace. And I was talking to her the other day, a couple of days ago, about how I have abandoned my sexuality, my sexual life, my yoni, um, and and it just came out. Basically, I didn't even think about it because I've been dealing with just health, personal issues, and and I actually been in a lot of meditations with Candace in the past, and it's helped me so much. And I'm very excited to be here today to share my experience and what I'm going through, and hopefully I'll be able to, learn something new and how to honor my sexuality once again and get back into that, you know, loving myself, and that's pretty much it. You know, I'm just here also to have fun and
Yeah.
participate and meet people and whatever it is that comes, you know, through this. That thank you, and I appreciate you having me here.
Beautiful.
Thanks for joining us. And yeah, to all of you out there, please do, let us know what comes up for you around this and ask any questions. Um, you know, Having Kaylani here today, it's almost like triggering and hitting that part of me that's like, yeah, you're doing that, Candace. Um, sorry with the truck outside, but when I met Kilani, that was at a time when I was at a big peak as far as feeling like pretty sexually alive. Like I was creating all these events. I had many lovers and I was traveling and la 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 la. And yeah, I felt very sexually alive. And there's been a shift.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to like fully understand. Like I am just now understanding what that shift really was. So my personal experience and story is that I ended up going through menopause, unbeknownst to myself, really early. And that will mess with your mind, your heart, your sexual energy,
Mhm.
everything. So I'm in a place now of like really recognizing that and wanting to reinvigorate and yeah, like see and find like all those different ways that I can love myself sexually, or I can connect with myself sexually. And I'm saying myself because I'm not having too much luck with lovers around here. So I really have to get good with this. And the universe at large, and creating experiences, or shows, or what can I put this creation energy
Yeah.
into now that I'm not doing events.
Mhm.
So yeah. And yeah, where are you guys? Tell us like
Beautiful.
what's alive for you here?
Well, I think, sex, our sexuality takes many forms. And just because one is not having sex per se, I mean, penetrative or oral, and maybe that to them, that's what sex is. And that's the definition. But sex takes on much more than just, the physical, anatomical, form of it. There's an energetic form, there's a spiritual form. It goes deeper than what it is on paper, what it says in the books. And just
Mhm.
because you're not being physical doesn't mean you're not being sexual or using your sexual energy in other ways to create a business or to create art, to create music. And the more, it's very interesting, a lot of people say that the more creative types are more in touch with their sexuality, because sex and creative creation are the same. So I just think, to say that sex is one thing, and that if you're not having sex, you're not connected to your sex, is not right. It's not right, because there are different forms. You could be in nature, you could be in meditation, you could do, I don't know, you can use your body in art and in other ways. And which also brings the fact that, what is orgasm? Is it just a physical release, or can we actually live orgasmically? And grow and evolve from that point of release to global, like spherically, like earthly, freeing ourselves into the universe, this powerful energy of orgasm, rather than just letting it go, and that's it. So yeah, it's just great to be aware that, other people always have their own opinion of what sex is to them.
That definitely makes sense, I was thinking about, because we did a meditation um 2 nights ago, and in all honesty, these are I did it with people that I didn't even know, and I could actually feel the arousement, like, because I was able to connect and drop in, and allow my body to just be. And so I was very grateful for that, because it was a feeling that I haven't had in a long time. And also, I agree with uh, you saying that we can use it to, to build businesses and hold on, my dog wants to be a part of
It's
this so much.
okay.
And so, anyway, um, yeah, I have, now that you mention it, I am becoming aware that I have been using that without even knowing.
Yeah.
And to put that sexual energy out there for other purposes other than physical penetration, or and it doesn't have to do with the act of sex. It just has to do with creating, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, because I've been able um, to use that to help others without even
Beautiful.
knowing that I'm using that energy. And actually, so I'm happy to really find that out just because of the information that you have or your experience. I really appreciate your knowledge on this subject. So it it makes me feel more aware, makes me aware of
Beautiful.
myself. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, sometimes we don't realize, we don't think we have a sex life because we're not physically engaging with someone else, and we don't really pleasure ourselves. Like, I I definitely understand that, but like it's making me think of yesterday. I went for a walk, and I just really wanted to meet someone. Didn't matter what kind of connection, didn't have to be physical, sexual, like, it's just like I was sending out the spidey vibes, as I was walking. And I remember I was like, okay, have your flirtatious walk. And like, so sexual energy is magnetizing energy, sexual energy is creative energy, sexual energy is attractive energy. And so I was looking to call that in. And so, like, I was walking around strutting my stuff. And I ended up running into someone and had a really cool time. So it really works, it's just like tuning into that energy field. And I wasn't walking down the street pleasuring myself.
Yeah, exactly.
And but connecting, like connection is like another one of those elements of sexual energy. And so, like, for me, even when I feel like I'm not being sexual, because of the energy that I vibrate at, because of the way that I play with sexual energy, people feel sexual energy off of me. It's like,
Yes.
I don't even have to be talking about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
I know.
so I know that I'm a sexual being, right? And so I'm obviously not completely abandoning my sexuality because I'm attractive and I'm seen this way. But when I say that my honest truth is that on some level I am, it's that I haven't been playing with my creative energy as much. And for me, there's certain elements of self-pleasure that I haven't been engaging in that feel like sexual abandonment. And like my spiritual relationship to my sexuality. Those are the areas where I feel like I need some sprucing up right now. And yeah, it'd be great if I could do this with other people, but yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, and on the topic of sexual energy, you know, sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies in the world. It's what drives men and women. It drives you crazy sometimes, you know. But I think, you know, you were saying that you walk around and people can sense your vibe, sense your energy, that you are sexual. It can be flipped to the negative as well. There can be guys or women and men that come off that way, but in a negative way. So, you know, like, oh, like, whoa, like all they want to do is fuck, or all they want to do is just, you know, that's it. Like, it's purely physical. That's it. And you like, I've seen it, and I've like, you know, made the wrong mistake sometime, and then maybe you just want to cuddle, or I don't know, whatever, and then it completely takes the wrong turn. And you know, like, you sensed it before, but you still chose to go, and it just makes you realize and wake up sometimes, like, wow, like, to think about and become more aware of, like, is it, you know, it's a bit weird, or it's something's a bit off with that.
Yeah,
you know,
it's one of the things, like, I say, like, I don't have the reason why I don't have a lot, like, you mean there's if I just wanted straight up physical sexual stuff, and that's how I tended to my sexual self, I could have plenty of that. There's that. I could have that all day long. Like, but no,
that would be easy for you to do.
Yeah,
I want more.
Yes.
What, Raquel?
I was just thinking about, you know, I've been going to this group for a couple of months, and I actually have you know, a lot of real hard time walking, and I have like arthritis, and I have scoliosis, which is the curvature of the spine, and so it's very painful. And I push myself every day to do just regular stuff, you know, like get dressed, feed myself, take care of myself, and get things ready. And I can't carry very many things, but and I drag myself, and I'm always late, and I'm just, okay, please, you know, help me just to get through one more step. I gotta make it there. And so but when I get into the doors where there's all this group of people of all kinds of, you know, very diverse individuals, and I get in there, it seemed like I I or they chose, or I became this person, or persona, that when I walk in, everybody talks about me, and everybody, like, in a way, they're very nice, you know, like, oh, you look nice today. And the way I'm feeling is not totally the same way they see me, you know. And some of them see me as a very sexual being, and the way I'm feeling is like, oh my God, uh, they just don't know how I was before, you know. And part of me actually yearns to be able to be that, you know, sexually active, um, just like Candace was saying. But I just, I'm just amazed on the energy that I actually carry without even knowing, you know. And there's just a big part of me that really wants to be present for it, you know, and to be able to engage. And at this point, it could be like, just regular sex, not being all connected. Although what my heart always desires is that loving,
Yeah.
caring, sharing, and being present for that real sacred moment,
Yeah.
and that sacred part of myself. Um,
Mm.
because in the past it's been always been hurt so much, and so I always want
Yeah.
to hold it in a real high um,
Mm.
place where it's adored, it's glorified, what it deserves, because it's such a powerful energy, and it's the most powerful energy in the world. You know, I
Yes.
believe, I
Yeah.
really believe that, and so I want to. Um, I can't think of the word. Because of all the stuff that I go through, it's like it affects my cognitive and all that, my memory. But I'm working really hard to get back, to that being and accepting as
Mm.
well. So I don't know. I just want to pour myself out there, you know. And
Oh,
I love you guys. I'm really am glad that I came here because it's just a lot of awareness. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like to be like playing and uh playing with Candace. Like I love going like like when we get together, we create a beautiful space, and like sisterhood, motherhood,
Yeah.
goddesshood, sexualhood, everything hood. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're just free spirits, free sexual beings, just like bubbling around and having fun. And I'm the caretaker. I go and clean up everything, and but then
Oh.
we drop in into everything, and it's just really beautiful. I
Yeah.
I am so glad that I found you, Candace, to go into this part of my life, because it was the world that I never thought, I never even imagined, you
Mm.
know, and my eyes were open. And like I said, when I was in that meditation that other day, and to have that feeling, that arousing, juicy feeling, it was like, oh God, thank God, here I am one time enjoying, and I can actually feel it right now, and I'm having fun with it. And
Yeah.
I just want to like be able to share that part of me with, whoever, because it's just the aura that we create and the energy that we create, and we can share it, you
Yeah.
know, and accept it as well. And oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said this before, when on the show with Karezza, like we're always talking about different yummy things, and I've gotten aroused like many times. And just now, like I was listening, and I was remembering, like we have had many fun memories, and I was getting aroused thinking about it, and then I really like just took a moment to feel like I could feel all of a sudden my face was getting like bright and alive. I could feel a smile
Yeah.
coming. I just like
Oh yes.
that's the power of sexual energy. It's like turning the light on, and that's this is energetically,
Yeah.
it's a fire energy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ugh, so
Beautiful.
how is there anybody out there today?
Kelly said hello.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly Bird.
Yes. Yes, Kelly, how are you and what's going on in your world
Oh,
here? Love to hear. Oh,
wait. Namaste with love.
Hey.
Only love from Subhash Chander.
yeah.
Subhash.
Yeah. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. they've been on a few times, but I don't know how to pronounce their name. I'm sorry.
um, and when we talk about sex, I was actually reading a book. I don't know if you know Osho.
Yeah.
From sex to super consciousness,
Mhm.
just explaining the importance about actually being celibate, but it doesn't mean being celibate. It means actually going beyond sex, like that
Mhm.
physical, no connection, no depth, just physical raw sex, getting to orgasm or whatever. Maybe for the guy, just to thrust and that's it, like kind of thing. That when we can become friends with our sex and understand it, we can go beyond it, rather than if it's repressed and pushed down, or we've had traumas and it's scary, we can kind of create almost alternative worlds to kind of put it, maybe to, oh, I don't want to go there, so I create this magical world where I can enjoy my life, but again, it's not sexual. That it's so important that we understand, though, the physical, the parts of the body, the yoni, the lingam, all of it, to be able to go beyond it. And then when our energies become higher, then, maybe it comes off differently as well, as opposed to someone that maybe isn't in touch with
Mhm.
just the fundamentals of sex and sexuality and pleasure and all this. Then the energy kind of shifts, maybe as well, that you can tell it, you can look at someone, you can feel someone like, ooh, they're sexual, but it's not coming off like he wants to get me,
Mm-hmm.
or she wants me like just to have me like for a night or something, or but that
Yeah.
it's actually they're in touch with it, they're friends with it, they're in touch with all of life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely like sense the difference,
Yeah.
I can feel, yeah, when someone they're only looking to relate to me on the physical sexual level,
Yeah.
I can tell, I could feel the difference in that. And yeah, it's challenging because not everyone is able to articulate that. And there might be shame around it. It's okay to only want
Yeah.
that, but it's just good to be clear and open and honest and upfront with one another around what sex means to us. Like if we are
Yep.
going to relate, like this is what I need in order to go here with,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh
Somehow I lost your. I can't hear very good. Like I was able to hear you guys really good,
oh
and
no.
now I mean I turn.
I don't, it seems like everything's fine on my end.
Okay, something happened, so that's why my face is right here. I'm trying to
Oh,
understand and hear what
it's
you're
okay.
saying.
Did you try turning your
I don't want to
volume?
miss any juicy details. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah,
So,
it means fun. It means a lot of good feelings, bodily feelings. Where I can connect. The mind, the spirit, the soul. And I can drop in any form. I remember this gentleman that um well, I don't know. I call him Big Boots, and that's all there is to it, but he was just so beautiful, and I had so
aw.
much fun with him, and I was able to drop in with him at a very loving, playful. We even broke the bed, okay? So that was funny. And it was funny,
Great.
like you can accept all those events, all those things when like in normal, sexual life or general population, I guess, or when I was part of it once, um, where it's just like the actual and like you either turn the light on, turn the light off, and that's it, and you get off, you have an orgasm, and you're done. And
Yep.
as a woman, you're lucky if you actually had an orgasm. You actually, like, for me, I have to learn how
Yeah.
to allow myself to have one, and to, like, just take care of myself, basically, when I'm in that, with a partner.
Mm.
But in all honesty, ever since I been going, and since I went and did the meditations with Candace, and in the parties and all that stuff, I learned so much, about myself, and I was able to have fun, and to
Yeah.
also be intimate, and to also be kinky. That, I mean, stuff that I would never even think of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, oh God, it was so much fun, and even, like, just just be able to dress myself the way I want to. Because sometimes I remember not being able to wear a blouse or a dress just
Yes.
because I had too much cleavage, or because it
Yeah.
wasn't accepted. You know, um, it's all those things have changed. For me, and that's like the old self. And anyway, I'm just I'm just so grateful to be able to be in this awareness, you know, in this
Yeah.
awareness, because everybody wants it, everybody thrives it, everybody, and I understand that, and so
Mm.
I'm very open to it. Um, Also, um, like, abandoning that part of me felt like dishonoring myself, like, not, and now I'm just happy that I was able to find myself again in this part, and and to be gentle, also, and loving, and honoring once again, but with the new changes, with the new physical changes. Because before I was able to just go like a butterfly, or like a little fairy, just flying around and having fun, and like hanging on windows, and or like, holding Christmas boxes and taking nude pictures and things like that. Remember, Candace?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so much fun, like, this is just so much fun. I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, yeah, that's it,
And hopefully I'll be able to do that again with a partner, you know what I'm saying, and be able to share that part of me.
Mhm. Yeah, and then, one of the things that I was just thinking, like, some people find it very hard to believe, when they hear about me or what I do, and all the events that I did, and that, certain degrees of sexual intimacy and play was,
Mm.
uh, allowed, and kind of almost like the center of some of these events. I actually, I think I had a partner when I first moved to San Diego, a male partner that I was having intercourse with, and that ended not too long after. And then I don't think I had any, like, all those parties. I don't think I had intercourse. Like, I had, like, partners. I had some female partners that I engaged with to certain degrees, but there was also just so many, like, like, I have a girlfriend, meow meow, and what we would do, I would walk her around like a cat, and we had our fun little things that we did, and we did played with food, and, like, so many different things, and a lot of like, one of the big things that I missed, and what I can't do without, is, like, just one of us had mentioned earlier, the level of reverence.
Mm.
um I need reverence around
Yes.
sexuality for me to feel safe.
Yep.
Like, we don't have to get totally into the tantra magic and all that stuff. Like, I'd love to, um but just a certain degree of that soul, like are they having soul sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
I
lost
fixed the mic.
Kalani.
I
I
fixed
heard
the
her.
mic.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's back.
Sorry about that. I was
Is it
pleasuring
coming
myself
from
for a moment. I just had to go and do it, quickie, you know what I mean?
That's great. That's great.
So is it about halftime, loves?
It's a little bit after.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm gonna do a little practice. So one of the core essentials in a lot of sacred sexual or tantric practices or moving energy or getting into your body is breath work. And so I'm going to guide us through a little bit of a breath work practice to tend to our sexual energy, to be with our sexual energy, and to open it up to flow through us.
Okay.
So, excuse me. You just go inside your body, close your eyes. If you need the visual, you can't keep your eyes open. I don't think I'll be doing anything. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bringing all your attention and awareness down into your sex center. And if you know how to contract your PC muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, just play with some gentle pulsing contractions and breathing. It's kind of like you're exercising it, saying hello, waking it up. Really try to engage the entire pelvic floor. Envision a fire in your sex center. And with each breath, you're pulling this fire up your spine. And then all the way up through and out your crown. Just opening up to engaging with, encouraging, saying yes with your breath to moving, flowing sexual energy inside you and all around you. Envision as that fire goes up, it also clears out anything in the way of you fully experiencing and living your most sexually expressed self. Out your crown. Now with your belly button, see if you can do some circles. You're stirring up the pot, or pushing your belly button to the left, to the front, to the right, to the back. Going around a few times one direction, and now go the opposite. Push the belly button to the front, to the left, to the back, to the right. You're stirring up that cauldron. Now just kind of wiggle your hips, shake your buttocks. Bring your attention right into your pelvic floor, into your sex center again. Now with your own breath. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So feeling in silence, noticing what it feels like in your sex center right now, what it feels like in your hip bones, what it feels like in your low back. Take a few deep breaths. Just notice if there are any differences in the flow. Notice if your body just is moving or undulating or feels like it's vibrating. And place your hands on your sex center, just a few inches below your belly button or right on your genitals. And I like to put my hand on the back too, like I'm hugging it and holding it and just sending a silent prayer, a blessing, gratitude, love, appreciation. Just feel yourself holding yourself.
Mm.
And slowly open your eyes, and you can even like paint your body with this energy. You want to take it another step further to feel, notice the sensation as you now move these sexually charged hands around this sexually activated, alive body.
Mm.
But my words are not working. Okay. Would one of you like to share how you're feeling right now?
Mm.
How that was?
Yeah. I
Go
feel
ahead,
like I want to be ravaged
oh my
at
God.
the moment. Usually I love really slow like movement and slow love making and slow pleasure. But at the moment, I just want to be taken, ravaged, throw the papers off the desk, and like just take me, just ravage me and take me, put you over your shoulder.
Come
That's how I feel.
on.
Caveman
That is
style.
good. That
Wild.
is juicy, juicy. It's like the movement of the hips and the belly. Oh my God, the belly was the one that really did it for me.
Yeah.
Just like feeling that. It's like I haven't felt that in a while. Like really
Mhm.
having the awareness of that, and I just the yeah. Yeah, like I want to get out there and like, come on, let's go. You know, whoever. I don't know. But it's fun. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the belly is so connected to our sex. It's like we are all products of sex. And
Mhm.
then we came from, the last connection was that umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Um, and this is also our power center. It's right above our sex center. There's just so
Mhm.
many, like they're very closely related. They're neighbors,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you're
come
right.
on, let's have fun. That makes sense, because we are connected to the through the belly button, through the umbilical cord. And so it's probably also where we pull a lot of energy, you know.
Mm.
Because I feel that tightness, and it was really good to feel my pelvic floor as well, you
Yeah.
know, and becoming alive and becoming very wet and juicy and ready and
Mm.
inviting and open, you know.
Yeah.
Gosh, I miss this, you know, a lot. And
Yeah.
you just in the feeling of myself, you know, like it's almost like not giving myself permission to do that yet, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Because I have abandoned it for so long. But
Yeah.
anyway, seems like somebody's here, and I don't know if I'm willing to let them here. You know, um, I have no idea what's going on here in my house right now.
Oh.
So I'm
Or maybe
gonna,
it's a hot delivery boy.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that could be a good partner.
This could be that one you're looking for.
He had no
Oh yeah.
regards for what I told him about the meeting with the girls. So, but yeah, thank you.
Um.
Yeah, he's
Can I
actually
just?
a very strong man and good friend of mine. Um, yeah, let's talk. I'll talk to him about. I don't know.
Can Can I excuse I have a couple of comments
Yeah.
up here from Kelly. She says, I so want to open up to sex with another, but I still have some walls up. And from Robert Stevens, he just said greetings, and I like it simple.
Hi, Robert. And thank you for sharing. And
Yes.
Kelly, I really appreciate your vulnerable share. I can definitely identify with, having walls and, you know, there's different practices we can do with ourselves. If you're not clear, like on what those walls are or those blockages, or if you are clear, there's specific practices you can do to break down the walls. And, I feel like that's why I love what I do. And I'm so grateful there are other people that do what I do, because doing this stuff for yourself can be
Oh.
really hard. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today, like, if there weren't sexual healers and educators out there.
Yeah.
Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just, I could do a lot on my own, but there's nothing like having someone else hold that space for you. May that be a partner, and I feel like I've heard many conversations about this, walls or boundaries, and getting clear inside of ourselves, like what that difference is. Like, I sometimes judge myself and say, because of my past trauma, I have walls up, and that's why I'm not able to, just have random sex. And, like I'd love to just have sex. I love sex, but I can't do it,
Yeah.
and so I have this story that tells me, it's a trauma wall because I don't trust, or blah, 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 blah. But it's like, no, it's a boundary, like I want to share my body with people I feel safe with, not just
Mm-hmm.
physically, but emotionally and spiritually too.
Right.
So I think it's a good conversation to have with oneself when you notice resistances. We'll call it resistance. Like, are you dating, Kelly? Are you, are you noticing this with certain people or certain things? Like I now know, like, I have certain things I need in order for me to be a yes to engaging with you, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think as well, like having, you know, being with the right person or having the right connection. When you enter into sex, it's so important to honor, you know, that it's a beautiful thing just to be honored in the vagina or the yoni and the lingam and the penis, like to
Mhm.
actually, before going into penetration, that you can actually honor that, like honor the yoni, honor the vulva, honor the lingam, like before, like almost bless it or like put a
Yes.
flower or almost like pray. I'm not religious, but just to give you an idea, like not to just jump into it, but like to really harness like this, how important and how you want to be how reverent it is and how sacred or
Right.
spiritual it is, because it's not just entering into a vagina. You're entering into like an entire being, an entire universe, an entire experience of the person, where you can reach, you know, where it doesn't, you can get reach to a point where the gender doesn't even exist. So
Hmm.
it's really important to kind of slow down and maybe, you know, take a look at that perspective, because when we enter into sex helps us evolve, it helps us expand, it helps us grow, you know. And if we don't, I mean, if we're not doing it, you can still do it, you can still grow with that energy, with that pleasure, with that, you know, self pleasure, or being wherever you are through creation, creative energy, sex energy. But you know, being with a partner, it's so important to be aware like what you do want, so you can receive that and be at peace and really be free and safe in that
Thanks,
moment.
Karezza. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking, like, the sacredcy of it, like the how sacred it is.
Yeah.
And I have had the opportunity to be able to meet in a, in a sacred place like that.
Yeah.
Um, and it's so nice, to I hope I get that opportunity again, to be able to share it with somebody like that,
Yeah.
and be, like eye gazing, and
Yeah.
even like without engaging and being able to give,
Hmm.
sexually, because
Yeah.
you can just do it with your eyes,
Yeah.
just
That's,
do it with your
yeah,
eyes.
definitely.
So
Definitely.
I'm so glad that I'm aware that I had abandoned that part, and that I'm not abandoning it anymore. Like I got to be present. So,
Yes.
Letta, you have so much insight. I love it. I understand it, and the depth of it is just. Um, I really appreciate you. Sharing with us
Yeah.
the the way you see it and the way you are. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, for coming
Thank
and
you.
sharing vulnerably. And um, one of the other things I wanted to speak into, so probably getting close. You know, how it shows up. Like one of the ways that I feel like sexual self-abandonment or sexual shame shows up.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um, it shows up in health issues, like pain issues. I think there's a lot of people with a lot of low back pain, and it just like it just makes
That's what
sense.
my problem is, Candace. That's what my problem is right there. You
Yeah.
know,
And when I do massage, on people, like the thing is, and even in our own sex lives, usually people just go for the actual entryway of the yoni or
Yeah.
the wand itself, but all around is muscles, intention,
Yeah.
like stuff, like
hmm
so. You know, that's even something we can do with ourselves, you know, is like really giving ourselves a good, like full sex center massage. Like
Ooh.
really like go, you know, explore, connect, talk to yourself. I say her, you know, that's just how I refer to myself.
Okay.
And yeah. And one of the other things I think is really awesome to do is to look at yourself.
Yeah.
Look at yourself nude in a mirror and stare
Mhm.
at your yoni, at your wand, whatever you call your sex center. Stare at it naked and almost like you're eye gazing. And, you know, notice what comes up. If you're able to, you know, the intention of this is to infuse with love and praise and to connect. And so see if you could just notice like, wow, the skin over here does this, or wow, look at that color over there, or like a child, just get like really curious and even like play like a child, like, oh, it does this when I do this, or when I do this, it looks like this, or, you know, just like a kid is just discovering themselves for the first time. And as
Yeah.
kids, we were often shamed when we were caught touching ourselves when we were young.
Yes.
So there's a rewiring that can happen when you do this too.
Definitely.
You may not even be aware of it. Our parents did not mean to do it. It just that's what happens.
Can I interject on the topic because I really have something important to say. Is it okay? You know what? It's important to know, talking about abandonment and shame, that we have to look back at our history sometimes because we have ancestral patterns now. So, it's important to know where your family comes from. Have a talk with your parents if they're alive, or your grandparents, on sexuality, because some of them may have been shamed themselves and it's passed down. What they're learning now with epigenetics is that trauma or shame, all these things are passed down through DNA, through genetics, which belongs, then it comes to you. And then to be aware of that, you can transmute it and, let go, release that trauma, release that shame, so it doesn't get passed down to the next generations, and they can have a very positive sex life, body connection, sex, intimacy, pleasure, where there's, okay, but this is my responsibility. I have to go and reach out. I have to do this so I can understand maybe why I'm repressed or why I'm shamed. But it's really important to look backward sometimes, to know where you came from, to know your grandparents, to know your parents if you can. Or even find, who knows, if you don't know them, maybe you can there's so many like DNA you can do to find out, because it's just so incredibly important. If you want to live, expansively and, grow and evolve, you have to know where you come from and where some of these traumas or emotions around sex come from, because maybe they are inherited or they come from your parents. They're not just made up or because something happened to you. They could be passed down.
Right.
So
that happens through generations,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like the way I was raised was like you never talk about sex.
Yeah,
ever.
exactly.
None of my brothers, sisters, we don't talk about sex. And so there was always a lot of trauma because there was abuse. There was, there's been just things that happened, as we were growing up. And so it's the topic that you just don't talk about. It's still to this day,
Sure.
in the way, like I raised my children was more to talk about it a little bit more, but it's still to them it's
It's tough.
like to
Yeah.
talk about what the parent is like. Oh no, it's gross. Let's not talk
Yeah.
about it.
I know.
And so I just always made it okay for them to like if they ever wanted to talk about it, that it's there. And
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah.
just like flat. Okay, there it is.
Sure.
But I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying about that. Um, and I think that's one of the reasons sometimes where I abandon myself that way
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
um, of the way I was brought up, and basically, I had moved away from from California to Ohio, and so this is like a whole different society, like a whole different um the way the
The
way it
color.
functions here is a
Yeah.
little bit slower. There's a little bit more quality of life, basically, but and there's just a lot of uh, respect, with the society. So, um, where in California is like more open to talk about sex.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I do? I just need to
So,
do a time check. It's probably
It's
slightly.
after it's after 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to get going. Definitely. Yeah,
Sorry.
we have to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please, even if you're watching this later, you can chime in with comments, questions. You want more information about working with myself or Karezza, our information is right there. And I hope to
Yeah.
see you next Friday at 1 p.m. We will have an amazing guest, Hollis Taylor, who is a psychic, tarot reader, author, is amazing human. I'm really excited to introduce. That's actually why I got a rush because we got a meeting with them right after
Oh
this.
yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. That's
I love
right.
you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you,
Thank
thank you
you.
Karissa.
for
Yeah.
having me.
Thank you to Love Coach Academy. If you're not watching this on Love Coach Academy's page, because this is streamed on many platforms, I love Love
Oh,
Coach Academy. Love Coach Academy loves you. Check it out. There's many other shows and things going on there too. So, yeah.
Thank
All right.
you. Yeah. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
thanks for having me. Bye.